Welcome to Indie Advocates. Back them before they blast off. This is Kickstarter Last Rights. We're going to be in issue 19. Armor up and get a room and sell your soul to go to FRONTERA in a different age. What does all that mean? It'll become clear in a minute. My name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the advocating voice for Indie Advocates. And of course, this is the only program on the internet or in the world, as far as I know, that actually gives last rights to Kickstarters. So this is going to be the list of Kickstarters to back that time is running out for. And we're going to go visit each one of them on their particular page. You can always find this list by going to Kickstarter in our menu and just look for Kickstarter Last Rights. On today's program, we're going to be featuring Armor 1, Issue 3, The Twilight Hotel, Penny for Your Soul, FRONTERA, and Luminous Age. We're going to jump right in with Armor number 1.
Ryan, let's
So how amazing is that? This is, of course, Armor 1, and this is a beloved comic book. I've heard people talk about this, and I know how excited people are about this particular property. So I'm always excited to see a comic book return that's got a fan base. I believe this is Marcel Dupree's actual first comic that he released. So I'm pretty sure this is one that he babies very much so based upon that. We're going to take a deeper look like we always do on the Last Rights program. You guys can see, I love the art in this. I got to be honest. I definitely do. You got to get a little breakdown. Ashley King, cute little girl. That's a bad guy. Melgor. Cirque, she's a bad guy too, but you want to, it's that bad girl that you want to convert to be a good girl, isn't it? So why should you back this? All right, so this is from Marcel Dupree. Personally, I created Armor 1 because as a kid, I really didn't see sci-fi stuff that deal with people that look like me, nor my friends, who are a mixed bag of beautiful, multifaceted, and varied, I believe, individuals. But instead of begging other people, creators, companies to create sci-fi with diverse characters, I decided to create my own. I blended some of my own influences to make Armor 1. I was fortunate to meet Carlos on the digital webbing platform, and we immediately hit it off. We discussed my goals for the series and went straight to work. The team wanted to come in with the familiar storytelling and sci-fi elements and then add our own twists to give readers a level of comfort and excitement. We knocked out the first 2 issues with these and then took a hiatus. We started back up with issue 3 in 2016. We slowly churned out 3 more issues. Yes, up to 5 is drawn and colored. And now we're currently planning a second arc in hopes that the first arc will be received all comic book enthusiasts and sci-fi fans alike. And now there have been some good reviews for issue 1. I've seen issue 1. I really dug it. I don't think I did a review, but I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I do see the diversity in it. I understand the importance of that. It's very easy for some people to say, oh, I don't understand why diversity is a big deal in comic books. And it comes down to, and the easiest way to explain it, honestly, is representation. Just wanting to see something that is just like you represented. And I mean, that's not hard to understand, is it? And I definitely appreciate what Marcel Dupree is saying there. And I understand that because, you know, despite my skin color being a popular one, that being white, I am into fetish. And you guys know that who watch this show more than likely, with me being the author of Fetish Babies. And I do see representation that doesn't reflect what I believe to be a true encompassing feel for it. So when people talk about diversity in comics, and you maybe you're a person who doesn't get it, that's what you're not getting, is that you found something that speaks to you. You have found something that feels relatable, and you see maybe a reflection of someone you know. Maybe you can even easily put yourself in that position. Certain people in this world, whether it be a skin color, a for me fetish, for other people a sexuality, don't feel that they're properly represented in a comic book or a movie or a television series, and that does happen. And you know, with that said, when you're dealing with that, you just have to listen to someone and understand that that's how they feel. And if you want to be part of helping solve it, then make a story that'll make them proud. And if you feel like, well, I make stories that I like, then that's fine too. When people talk about having diversity in comics, they're not saying that every book has to be the same. I don't think anyone wants that. I just think that they want a fair representation. And I think, to credit to Marcel Dupree, he does an amazing job. I love his Delia Blast. I love everything that he does. Honestly, I don't think that I really saw something that he's penned that I would be on the fence about or say, well, I'm not sure if I like that. You know, that's just not something I honestly see happening when it comes to the way that he's worked on things. And I've been very excited to be able to cover him. And you guys see, as I'm slowly doing this, I'm giving you guys a chance to actually look at it to see exactly what I'm talking about with his collections. I mean, you're looking at these collections of all these titles. He did POM, which I thought was amazing. And I hope to see more of that in the near future. And I love the Delia Blast crossover here. And of course, this was something special if you had backed both of if you back Delia Blast. And here's one for POM. If you back POM and you're backing Armor, you get this exclusive art thing, which means I'm getting all that. He, of course, always gives loves to his team. And you got to love a guy who gives credit where credit is due. I definitely want to do a crossover with Barbara and the POM character. We're going to see if we can't get that done, Marcel. But I mean, this is an amazing project. And while we're out of time for it, because I do try to give every Kickstarter at least 5 minutes, I am going to end with letting you see, knowing everything that you know now, knowing that this is built around a world of inclusion. Take a look at this different storytelling and pay attention to the art.
Ryan, let's
Now, doesn't that have, like, now that you know why and all that, don't you see certain elements to the video that you almost see like that inviting feature, the fact that nothing's being forced down your throat, the organicness of the storytelling? See, I grew up in New York City, and I kind of see the world where it's a melting pot because I grew up in that. And for some people, they don't get to feel that. And I've noticed in some comics, you don't always get that feel of diversity and openness. And sometimes it is a little bit closed-minded on one side. And it goes the other way too when it gets too, I believe people call them social warriors or something like that. When it goes too far to the other edge, it also becomes preachy, and no one likes that. And I like that about Marcel Dupree. This world seems genuine. It seems pure. It seems natural. To me, it seems like this is a reality-based thing of a comic book. Like, this is something I could see just about being as real as anything else. And I love the armor thing. I always think of Black Hawk. I loved Black Hawk. I think it's Black Hawk. I might be getting the name wrong. Crap, was it Black Hawk? I think it was Black Hawk. I have to look it up. It was a Marvel comic book. I really liked it. Drawing a blank if it was Black Hawk or not. His outfit was black, but for some reason I don't think it was Black Hawk. But it was one of my favorite books in the early 90s, and I'm just drawing a blank up because now I'm like freaking out about the name. Here, if I'll look it up while I'm telling you this. So with that said, I really liked when the people get taken over by the outfits, and I really dig that. And I see here's where I can't say as much as I'd like to say. That's all I can say. But I know that the future is going to be interesting for this character, and it's not Black Hawk. What the hell was his name? This is going to bother me now. Dark Hawk. Thank you, Sam. Dark Hawk. That's what it was. Dark Hawk. Yes. Sam got it. There we go. Dark Hawk was one of my favorite characters. I actually miss him. I know they relaunched him, but it was never the same. But yeah, man, I love Dark Hawk and the whole idea of the suit taking over. And I really dig that. And the problems that come along with the suit and all that. Now, I had called this person over here a bad guy, but understand they're also allies that are from another race, which you guys, I believe that's an ally jumping through a portal to help out. But you're going to have to read the book to know if I'm right or wrong. So you're going to have to pledge today. We do have to move on to our next book, but I definitely, and you guys can see I've backed armor. So it's definitely something I'm into and I'm interested in, and I want to see how the story goes. Twilight Hotel, complete volume #1, horror book comic series. Take it away.
Hi, my name is Rob X. I'm the writer-creator of Twilight Hotel, a new horror comic book series from Square Biz Entertainment, a company I started about a year ago with my business partner, Dale Smith. I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to use these notes because I got a lot of stuff I want to talk to you guys about. Okay, Twilight Hotel is a 4-issue comic book series that tells the story of a 100-year-old West Florida hotel that had a very, very sinister past. It was built on what used to be the most notorious plantation in all of North America, where thousands upon thousands of African slaves and Native Americans were murdered in ritualistic ceremonies. And I should also tell you that it is the home to an ancient evil deity named She, who has the ability to lure, influence, and subject people to their darkest nightmares. They come in many forms, such as man-eating bedbugs, psychopathic gangsters, serial killers, zombies, and worst of all, themselves. The stories contained in Twilight Hotel are dark, humorous, bloody morality tales. If you're a fan of the Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, you'll love Twilight Hotel. In 2017, we ran a Kickstarter campaign to raise funds to help with the printing, distribution, and to help raise awareness for Twilight Hotel Volume 1, Issue 1. I think that the response that we got was fantastic. Through this new Kickstarter campaign, we're trying to raise enough funds to bring you the rest of the series, the complete series. Now, today, we have a little extra help. Chet Zar. You may have heard of Chet. If you haven't, I don't know why. Chet Zar is considered the master of the dark art. Prior to his career in fine arts, Chet had a successful career as a makeup effects artist. He worked on such films as Planet of the Apes, Hellboy 1 and 2, The Ring, Darkman, among many others. In addition to Mr. Zar, we have two amazing comic book artists, the Brown brothers, hailing from Belfast, Ireland, Ryan Brown and Adam Brown. These two brothers have worked for just about every top comic book company in the business, including Legendary Entertainment, DC, Dark Horse, Vertigo, IDW, Image, Marvel, Heavy Metal Mag, Zenscope Comics, 2000 AD. They have been involved with such projects as Justice League, Neil Gaiman's American Gods, the Alien franchise, Judge Dredd, Creepy Comics, Gears of War, Mars Attacks, Ninja Turtles. We are very excited and very fortunate to have artists of this caliber working with us. Through this Kickstarter campaign, we're going to be offering some amazing rewards. We're going to be offering buttons, stickers, t-shirts, limited art prints by each of these artists. Oh yeah, and the comic books, we're going to be offering them as a set or as single issues. Finally, I just want to say thank you to everyone for taking the time and checking out our campaign. We appreciate every dollar, every dime, every pledge. Without you, this could not be possible. So thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy the series.
I love this kind of shit. I'm gonna read it.
All right, guys. So do you love this type of shit? I hope you do. I mean, I love the idea of this. I mean, the fact that it's in Florida, I got to be honest, kind of creeps me out. But other than that, I really dig it. Love the art in this. Absolutely fantastic about the art. You guys can just take a gander at this, just how amazing it is. And that might be the Twilight Hotel. You guys might remember we were part of that last year, actually. That was one of the ones that we had been promoting. I'm just looking at the art myself right now. How cool it is. Oh man, look at that. Look at the cigarettes in the eye. How amazing that came out. That's just one of those moments you look and you're like, why don't I have talent like that? I like the skulls right there. I mean, Manny's Full Moon Pizza. How cool is that? So, you guys get that. Look at the hotel key ring. That's rather clever. And I'm not a huge fan of horror. Honestly, horror is just not my love interest in creativity. I don't know. I've never been interested in being scared. Call me a wimp if you must. It's just not how I have my fun. But the art in this just inspires me to want to know more. Doesn't it inspire you guys to want to know more? Because, I mean, when you see art like this, you got to be taking the project, I would assume, very seriously. Because, I mean, just look at the beauty within the lines there and the coloring of it. I mean, that looks like a photo. Does that not look like a photo? Take a good look. Tell me that doesn't make your eye instantly think that that's a photo. And that's the power of this Kickstarter. And I know it's got a little bit to go. I saw it up top. Obviously, it's got something to go. I will be backing this as soon as we get off of this. The only reason I'm not going to back it right now is that last week I noticed it does something to the video. But I'm definitely going to show. And the important thing of backing it, even if you think the Kickstarter might not fund this go around, you show the creator, hey, look, I'm interested. I'm down. And if you do this again, guess what? I'll be there to support you. And I think that's important. So even if you think that a Kickstarter is going to unfortunately miss its goal, because I know there's a lot of people who are talking like Kickstarter's dead. And I don't necessarily understand where that came from. I do see a changing pattern with it. But I think what it is that it's not as easy as it once was. And I think people don't realize that there's a little more hustle than there's been before. It's no longer you build it and they will come. No, it's you build it and you get out there and you make sure that you're hustling and you're getting it done, you know? And I mean, give the credit to the creator, the excitement, the fact that he's got a list there in his hand. I mean, I wish I did lists more often because it would probably save me from looking like a damn idiot sometimes. I really do think it's exciting. I love the energy. I love how passionate the creator is. Once again, one of those moments. I just dig it, man. I don't quite. This is one of those times I don't get it. The art's there. The story's there. I don't understand why. First off, I don't understand why Kickstarter didn't pick this as a project we love. The art alone in this should have blown away anyone who's paying attention. And they must just not have seen this. So I'm hoping by doing this video, maybe we can raise awareness and get someone to share it with the person who actually does it. Because this book is beautiful. I wish I could spend all day talking about it, but we do have to move on. It is amazing art. If anything, give that $1 to it. Tell your friends about it. Let's make sure that this creator doesn't give up, because beautiful books like this deserve to be made, and we deserve to be able to read them. We're going to move on to Penny for Your Soul. Pestilence Chapter 3. Social Media Darlings. The Knights Templar in Hell. And the Babylon's Seventh Angel Host Takes Flight. I'm just going to rewind that. I just noticed that the video didn't have it exactly right, so I'm going to line it up better for you guys. Let's watch it one more time. Wow, right? Check out the stretch goals. I mean, of course, this one is a runaway hit. $22,000. Excuse me, $22,000 on a 5,000 goal. That's just amazing. Isn't it a great looking trailer for Penny Sam? Oh my God, like this is awesome. I know the creator. I got to talk to him at C2E2, and he was really excited about this. I wish he was on camera because the way he does it. I love the art in this. The art is just beautiful. It's titillating, and you can get the naughty covers. The artist knows how to play with the posing and all that. And yeah, it's a little dirty, but don't we all want something a little dirty? I mean, I'm just saying, isn't dirty sometimes fun? Isn't that why we giggle when we talk about dirty things, or we see something naughty, or we make sexual innuendos? The team behind it, amazing creative staff, just absolutely phenomenal. And what is that? CB Zane? Of course it's CB Zane. You can see all these amazing creators. And like I said, I met Tom up at C2E2. Tom's an amazing guy. I love the fact that they're eating in this scene right here. I wish I knew what they were talking about. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? This is definitely interesting. You got a tied up chick, which, you know, that's definitely going to be something I'm going to be interested in. Now that's a warthog monster. If you're going to have a warthog monster, that's the one to have. And you can see, man, I'm geeking out to how beautiful this is. Because honestly, wow, right? Like, wow. I mean, this is beautiful. The art in this. We're lucky today. We got to treat our eyes with some amazing art, some playfulness, some absolutely amazing. Like, what's the story about? Does it matter? No, I'm kidding. Of course it matters. But the art, I mean, you got to admit, when you have art like this, and with Fetish Babies #1, honestly, I think that the reason we did so well with that Kickstarter, almost raising 200%, and to date, the best Kickstarter I have ever done, being my first, and that sounds weird, but I think it was the art. And that kind of excites me, because when we go to do our graphic novel, we'll be able to show all the art from all different books. Just, when you have beautiful art, it speaks to people. It really, really does. When you have, I mean, just done right, the playfulness, like, that's the one thing that I always have to say. It is, you know, there's always this idea that you got to walk a line. When you want to do something that's a little dirty, and I don't know why they call it dirty, because I don't think it's dirty, but you know what I mean by dirty. When you want to do something that's a little sexually charged, it's really easy to get a little too cheap with it and to do something that, you know, people will be a little taken back by. And then you see this creative team has nailed it. They've been able to do things like, even when they have models here, beautiful models, great poses, but nothing about it is torrid or bothersome. You know what I mean? Nothing about it, I would say, is insulting or anything like that. I just love the art in this. And you can see it's sold out, and just wow. Now, I know I backed this project. I think I backed it on the other one because I definitely need this. So this is definitely some I'm going to back. If you notice I didn't back it, it's probably because I backed it when I was doing, because I was lettering Fetish Babies, and I had to do an update on it. And I was probably in that one, but fuck it, I'll back it twice. For the record, oh, excuse me, I'm actually going for the physical copy. I actually need the physical copy. Oh, excuse me. Oh, a limited edition. Maybe I'll get that one. I think I got this one on the other one. Maybe I'll do both. Sometimes it's fun to do both, right? I'm looking at the art here. I had to answer a quick question, but I mean, okay, I'm going to come back to this in my own time. I know you guys are here to see Kickstarters. I'm like in awe of the art of this. So we're going to move on to another Kickstarter, some amazing art. We're going to talk about FRONTERA.
Welcome to the Flash of Dawn show. Today we are presenting the planet of FRONTERA,
known as the Pearl of the Universe.
On FRONTERA, there are 5 clans of alien species, each resembling different animals.
But this flourishing planet is being threatened by the Fearless.
They have destroyed many worlds, and word has it that FRONTERA is the next on their list.
But never fear. The unison of Elysian stars is sending its mighty Tagma to face this threat.
They will be escorting the Arcus Solidyne on its maiden voyage to Frontera. Speaking of Frontera, we have the discoverer of Frontera, Best Frontera himself, to shed more light on what you can do to help this project.
Brochachas and Brosevskis, please provide a standing O to the king of catchphrase and the metal Meshuggah himself, Best Frontera.
Yo, that's the franchise Frontera here. And I'm here to talk about that new ultra cool comic project by AJ Kincaid and Starcrossed Comics called FRONTERA, Flash of Dawn. The NATO Computron will give you the hype.
Synopsis for Frontera, Flash of Dawn. Some thousand tomorrows have fallen, and we have risen to master the cosmic skyways and conquer the unknown. With our mighty Tagmatas, we maintain order and rule with an iron fist against all who would destroy our unison and the sanctity of the universe. Within the shades of the limitless void lies a silent nemesis set to devour the whole of the heavens, and a champion has awoken. Abbreviated synopsis: Kill Bill meets Fifth Element. A far-flung, roundhouse-kicking, blaster-blazing, fist-pumping, head-banging, space-bending fantasy set just west of forever.
You know it's mad ace, cause I'm in it and worthy of support. And we ain't talking about undergarments, Jabrevskis. And faster than you can say, Bo, Hika. I'm at the crossroads where Best Frontera, the metal Meshuggah, tells you what's in it for you other than dropping a little Skrilla. First off, $5 snags to a digital copy of Codex 1. The second tier is a 10 spot, and that one is the hard copy. The third tier is at 20 clams, and you get posted A on top of all your previous loot. The fourth tier is at 50 smackaroos, and you get poster B and Makota's patch. There are more tiers where that came from, depending on what you want to be able to give to this sci-fi spectacle. Tronny, time to shine.
Thank you, franchise. In conclusion, we thank you for receiving this audio-visual transmission. Please join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Huge fan of the fact that they did all that with the money. All the different ways to say it. The Skrilla? What's a Skrilla? I'm probably old. It's probably from some rap song. But I knew some of the other ones. It's cool. I like that. I like the kind of lingo that they got going on, the playfulness of it. Jumps off at me right away as something that I might enjoy, and it might give me a giggle. And I like that. I like to laugh a lot. You know, I'm a little bit of a smart ass if you haven't picked up on it on your own. Some definitely cool cred, good art in it. Check out that cover. Cover's kind of badass, isn't it? It's okay. You can like it. It's good to like it. So it's definitely one of those beautiful Kickstarter art covers right there. See another one right there. You know, it almost reminds me like of a 1980s like sci-fi adventure, but like if they'd done it right with a like a real budget, like not cheap budget, but like if they had fun with it the way they wanted to and been able to really, you know what I mean? Like really done it some justice. That's what this reminds me of. Something fun that I can really enjoy. And I'm always a fan of that. You guys know that. You guys know it's always fun to get a laugh and a giggle out of things. And I really love the art. Some of the we haven't really talked about it, but some of the packages on this are pretty cool too. You got some stretch goals, you get producer credit and a poster. How cool would that be to get a producer credit in something? That's kind of badass if you ask me. That kind of gets me. I'm going to be back in it as soon as I get off of here. I'm gonna do Let's Get Physical. I'm gonna give it my 10 clams, as it were. And remember to share all these Kickstarters, and to really support creators. $1 is all you need. Because by just giving $1, you guys can show that you really appreciate the product. This has also been, by the way, featured on Comic Central. I believe that they were a pick, if I'm not mistaken. So they were like a favorite pick. So we're going to watch the video one more time because I really like this video. It's been one of my favorite videos. So I'm going to let them sell it to you. Plus, Cracker is going crazy at my door and it's going to drive me insane. So I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to go take care of my whiny little girl.
Welcome to the Flash of Dawn show. Today we are presenting the planet of Frontera.
Known as the Pearl of the Universe.
On Frontera, there are 5 clans of alien species, each resembling different animals.
But this flourishing planet is being threatened by the Fearless.
They have destroyed many worlds, and word has it that Frontera is the next on their list.
But never fear. The unison of Allegiant Stars is sending its mighty Tagma to face this threat.
They will be escorting the Arcus Solidyne on its maiden voyage to Frontera. Speaking of Frontera, we have the discoverer of Frontera, Best Frontera himself, to shed more light on what you can do to help this project.
Brocatchas and Brosevskis, please provide a standing O to the king of catchphrase and the metal Meshuggah himself, Best Frontera.
Yo, that's the franchise Frontera here. And I'm here to talk about that new ultra cool comic project by AJ Kincaid and Starcrossed Comics called Frontera, Flash of Dawn. Veneto Computron will give you the hype.
Synopsis for Frontera, Flash of Dawn. Some thousand tomorrows have fallen, and we have risen to master the cosmic skyways and conquer the unknown. With our mighty Tagmatas, we maintain order and rule with an iron fist against all who would destroy our unison and the sanctity of the universe. Within the shades of the limitless void lies a silent nemesis set to devour the whole of the heavens, and a champion has awoken. Abbreviated synopsis: Kill Bill meets Fifth Element. A far-flung, roundhouse-kicking, blaster-blazing, fist-pumping, head-banging, space-bending fantasy set just west of forever.
You know it's mad ace, cause I'm in it and worthy of support. And we ain't talking about undergarments, Jabrevskis. And faster than you can say, bro, keep up. I'm at the crossroads where Best Frontera, the metal Meshuggah, tells you what's in it for you other than dropping a little skrilla. First off, $5 snags you a digital copy of Codex 1. The second tier is a 10 spot, and that one is the high copy. The third tier is at 20 clams, and you get poster A on top of all your previous loot. The fourth tier is at 50 smapper brews, and you get poster B and Makota's patch. There are more tiers where that came from, depending on what you want to be able to give to this sci-fi spectacle. Tronny, time to shine.
Thank you, franchise. In conclusion, we thank you for receiving this audio-visual transmission. Please join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
I mean, just that video in itself should be worth $1, don't you agree? I know I do. All right, guys, thank you for joining us on the program today. My name is Mr. Anderson. I am the advocating voice of Indie Advocates. If you want us to advocate for your Kickstarter, all you have to do is send us an email to indieadvocates@yahoo.com. And don't forget that also supporting creators can happen on the Comic-Con Highway. That's right. Check out your local Comic-Cons, your local comic book shops for signing and buying an indie comic from an actual comic book store. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with Kickstarter Last Rites next week. Till then, make sure you check in daily with Indie Advocates and see how you can advocate for indie comics.